Welcome everyone to another stream from Dr. Norbert and my good friend Huggy Bear. Say hello, Huggy.
Hello, Norbert. How are you today?
I've had a hectic day, and I'm going to start this off right because I'm just going straight into the whiskey tonight because of the fact that I had an extremely hectic day, and I'm going to sit back and relax while we watch this amazing game that we have ready ahead of us. How about yourself?
I'm not joining you at the whiskey. Instead, I'm having some nice Diplomatico rum.
Ooh, ooh, that's pricey stuff. Nice
Yeah, it's
choice.
not.
No? No, okay. Maybe it's just the ones I was looking at. How do you like to drink
Liquid candy.
liquid candy? See, is it a slightly sweeter rum, that one?
It's just the right level of sweetness.
Okay,
So
perfect.
kind of sweet, but not too sweet.
I was on a rum kick for some time, actually.
Mhm.
Back when I was playing World of Warcraft, actually, believe it or not. um, And then I started using rum to make all kinds of mixed drinks. Mixed drinks with rum are my absolute favorite. And when
Yeah.
I visited Cuba on holiday before the pandemic, just before the pandemic, which was lucky, and had an amazing rum there for making drinks with, which is rum de Santiago. If you ever can get a
Oh, I
hold
can
of it,
imagine.
it was great. Looks like they want me to host. Let me double check this about with Cookie. Sorry for the interruption. So, are you drinking it neat tonight? Haha. Mount Gay. Mount Gay. Mm, Mount Gay is good for mixing heavily with something else. Sorry, Guns. It's okay. It's actually okay. But this rum de Santiago, which you might be able to find in Europe, it was so full bodied and not harsh, and it just crushed making margaritas with not margaritas daiquiris with unbelievably good
Ooh.
daiquiris. Yeah, damn. Okay, looks like they want me to host. All right, so let me turn off the screen. I'll put up the little holding pattern first because TTS has got very bad uh, practice when it comes to hiding your password. Strangely. So give me a moment while I create this here. Bum, 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 bum. I also have to make sure that we don't use that overhead mode. I have to manually do it. Remind me.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, it's just loading up. So tell me about this match that we're about to watch.
Funny thing today, Norbert, is that I have no idea what's going to happen, and I don't think the players have either. Uh,
Why do you say that?
all I know is that I'm rooting for Doctor Strange.
Well, that's an easy call. Right, I'm just sending off the information.
But I do think we will see a proper brawl because both Convocation and Defenders are geared towards the aggressive side. And yeah, so I suppose priority will be uh, huge, as well as roster configuration for priority manipulation, of
Hey,
course.
Whiskey Warlords in the house. How do you say it? Skull, right? In Sweden, when you say cheers.
Skull, yeah, skull,
Skull, skull, everyone.
skull.
I hope you have your beverage of choice, and you're ready for a nice game. Because, like you were saying, this is one of the few Sam spam less games in the finals, and
Indeed.
it is two brawly teams, just like you said, and we have Jacob, XP Protocols, who is running the defenders. He's been running defenders for many events now, so he's an expert in them. And at the same time, you've got the Dutch Master Utility Cookie running Convocation, which is essentially a new affiliation and full of some really interesting tricks, particularly with their tactics cards.
Indeed. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to perform or if their curve will slightly diminish when people figure them out.
Yeah, it's always the case, isn't it? But I think they still have some objectively strong aspects to them. So You're right. Let's explain to everybody what's happening here. So this is the 6th season of the Tabletop Simulator League for MCP, and we are finally out of the preliminary rounds, and we are now into people who are qualified. The qualified people all have only lost one game or less, so that means they've either gone 5-1 or 6-0. The next thing you have to know is that we have essentially one round which we call the Cull. The Cull is a way for the lowest rank people with those records. They have to play each other to earn a spot in the final 16. And it's only, I think it's the top 8 or so who were protected and didn't have to do the Cull. And so they essentially have a week off. We had 24, I think, qualifiers in the end. And so we have quite a few Cull games to go through. Have you watched any so far?
I caught a few minutes of the Midnight Suns versus Cabal game yesterday. I think it was Quinn versus Bob.
Right.
Which ended up in Quinn's favor, I saw later. Looked pretty interesting.
Cool. Yeah, Midnight Suns, another Brawly list.
Yes.
Making the rounds.
And also part of the Mystic Wave.
Yes, that's right. I've been corrected. There are 7 people protected outside of the Cull and 25 people altogether who qualified for the rankings. So 9 games to play in the Cull, which is a lot. Last year we only had 2, as it turned out. So the league has grown. The league is went from 170 to 220 or something like that players. So yeah, it's a lot.
Which is really a testament to the growth of the game as a whole, I think, because now that at least I know a couple of people who have sort of dropped out from TTS because now IRL gaming is a preferred option, certainly. But the fact that there are still so many people playing on TTS in spite of the pandemic coming a bit more under control is really speaking to the interest for the game and the desire to play in a international community.
I totally agree, and I think it's great that we can do these things side by side. All right, Huggy, let's take a look at the match because we're getting into it now. We have a fun map table. I love this map. Other people hate it, but I like it because I think it reminds me of New York City, where I'm from, and also just has a lot of interesting options to it because of its symmetry. I am looking at whose list is this?
It's Jacob.
Jacob. Okay, good. We'll start there. He's got the Soul Gem, obviously, for Doctor Strange. He's got Ancient One, another wizard. Hawkeye, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, MODOK, Okoye, Scarlet Witch, and Valkyrie. I think this is a very strong lineup, pretty much in line with the way he's been talking about things on his podcast. In particular, Iron Fist being so prominent these days in the league and also in his rosters.
Jacob has a slightly better possibility than Cookie to do a tall build with as few characters as possible for that priority manipulation, since he has 3 5 costs plus the possibility to make Strange a 6 cost. Whereas I think Cookie only has 2 5 cost characters, so it's more difficult for him to go 4 or even 3 wide at certain points level. I do think that both can go 4 wide at 17, but Jacob could possibly play a point down to go 3 wide and steal priority that way, possibly. But we will see what the decision will be and what. So the points level will be quite impactful.
Yeah, both want to play high points, don't they?
Most of the time, yes. In this particular matchup, I think that Jacob might prefer lower points because he is capable of building a taller roster, a taller team than Cookie in that situation. Whereas I think Cookie might prefer higher points because then it's more of an even situation. where they're likely to end up with the same number of characters in their team.
All right, Cookie has brought Doctor Voodoo, the Sorcerer Supreme version of Doctor Strange, Baron Mordo, Angela, really interesting, Ancient One, Wong, Omega Red, Okoye, Magic, and Hood. So loads of wizards, and quite a bit different from the game that we watched earlier in, I think, the 4th or 5th round of the normal round leagues.
Yeah, it just so happens that we've been this is the 3rd game in a row where we're following Cookie. Basically because it's the only games that we were able to stream that did not contain Sam Spam.
Yeah, I know. This is really unusual because I think more than half the field is running Sam Spam.
Yeah, and for sure there will be some of those games further down the line, but variety is good.
So I saw people bouncing around on here. They were showing, I think it was Xavier who won the role for priority, and he has chosen 16 points as the threat level. What do we have here? Research station attacked and gamma wave sweeps across Midwest. Nasty combo.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oof, tell me about it.
Yeah, real low points. This is, I think this favors Jacob, because I think he has slightly more options at those point levels. Then again, these are 2 very high scoring crises, so we could possibly see Cookie switching into some sort of control mode here. Did we know it was 16 points that was chosen? Or 15?
I saw the red arrows pointing at first on the red side without the crises on there, so I assume that meant Jacob won the priority roll, and then I saw that when the cards were out, I saw them clicking again on the number, so I think it's 16 points, which Jacob posts. Yeah, that's.
Then I can see possibly 2 options for Jacob. He could either go 4 wide with Strange Soul Gem, Scarlet Witch, a 3 cost of Flavor, and Okoye, or he could do the real beatdown team with Strange with Soul Gem, MODOK, and Scarlet Witch.
Ooh.
Which would guarantee him priority for the first couple of rounds at least.
For the defenders with their portal play, I mean, usually you prefer not to have priority doing that, correct?
It depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to do the aggressive attrition play with the pentagrams, I think it really doesn't matter, because you are shooting into the deployment zone anyway. Possibly easier to, well, if you're not having prio, then you'll want to steal it as quickly as possible, and possibly go tall with MODOK and Scarlet Witch, which is certainly possible. At 17, you can do something like Strange with the Soul Gem, 5 cost of choice, and 2 3s. But defenders also has the possibility usually to do a grab and run direct play, which is way better with priority than without. Quite good without priority as well. But at this with this crisis selection, it's a non-grabbable extract.
Exactly.
So
maybe Jacob was worried about you Cookie putting down Angela, and so just took that off the table by throwing the research station on. Yeah.
Possible.
So I just wanted to quickly shout out our fine accusers, i.e. the referees for tonight. We have Reese. Reese is going to be the table judge, so he's in the mix on the room with the players, and we have Quinn Druggan as the line judge. So if anybody sees an issue or wishes to make a comment of some kind for the accusers to consider, please contact Quinn on Discord. All right.
It was a glass of rum.
Are you responding to the chat, are you? They're taking their time coming up with their lists. So this is going to be a crucial moment, apparently. I don't know how they're
Yeah.
going to play it out, but low numbers. Low numbers is interesting. 16
Yeah,
points.
and there are quite a few options available to both players, so it will be, and whatever their picks will be very telling about what kind of game we can expect to see here. Will it be an aggressive slugfest, or will either of the players choose to sneak in a wider team and try to exploit the high number of points on the board?
Yeah. There's asking about our drink selection tonight. I am having this is what I mentioned last time on the stream. This is the Adnams Triple Malt whiskey, which comes from Southwold. So this is an English whiskey. Comes from the southeast part of England, as a matter of fact. With the barley, I think grown in that very same area, which is unusual. Because even the Scottish people, they don't like to admit it, but they have to import their grain from England to do their distilling. And Huggy, you said you were a Diplomaco, right?
Yes, Diplomatico
Which
from
is
Venezuelan
Venezuela. Yeah.
rum, which is very nice and sort of sweet, but not too sweet.
All right, we have the matches going. Let's start with defenders. Here we are.
Ooh, 4 wide.
4 wide only. Makes sense. We have Okoye, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange. Bit more shooting than you were anticipating without Modoc here.
Yeah, I do have to say I was expecting Modoc possibly at if he had gone 3 wide, but now he's elected to go 4 wide. And to be sure, Gamma Wave has a lot of points on the board, so perhaps he felt it a bit risky to go 2 wide.
And he took cards that are pretty standard. All you've got: field dressing, advanced R&D, bitter rivals, and pentagrams. So very
Yep.
clearly good things to put on the table.
Hawkeye feels really good in this game, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah. All right.
Ooh.
We have Strange Sorcerer Supreme Angela. Interesting.
Yep.
Doctor Voodoo, very strong here in this scenario, and Wong, probably for a bit of healing, but it will probably just also backstop for the home point. He's took in all the good convocation cards: Book of Casilago, the Ironbound Books of Shumagorath. Then
Yep.
he took Brace, interesting, Field Dressing, and Bitter Rivals.
Fantastic. The only card that you could consider is Astral Ring, other than those he picked, because you can do some real funny plays on Gamma Wave with that. But he has elected to go for Brace, probably, well, definitely because of the presence of 2 size 4 subway carts and 2 size 3 Daily Bugle kiosks.
That's a good point. That's a really good point about why Angela came along too.
Yeah, that I would definitely expect that to be the reason why she is on the board. She wants to put one of those size 4s into the face of Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch as quickly as possible.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like Xavier. Xavier's on the right side of the screen. He's put down Doctor Strange in the middle, which is no surprise. Cookie, I think he's put down Angela so far, and Wong.
She doesn't look deployed, or maybe
deployed?
he's deploying. This is interesting. He has deployed his models slightly further to the back, so that they hopefully he's hoping that they will not be in range from the round 1 pentagrams play.
Right.
Hawkeye jumping out of a portal and shooting range 5 shots into the deployment zone. That is heavy to control.
Okay.
So he just put the leadership on Dr. Voodoo. Could you zoom in and see which one he picked?
Yes. Let's see. Cookie. Oops. Sorry. Cookie picked. Who's put it on? Did he put it on Mordo?
Voodoo.
Put it on. Oh, here he is. Voodoo. Yeah. The bar with no doors is on the side. Oh, this is not the reroll dice one. This is the placement one. You want to tell people about it? Yeah.
Which is, in a lot of people's opinion, kind of the go-to stronger one. I think that generally that's the one you usually play, and then at a crucial point in the game you might switch to the rerolls when you really need to get a certain daze or KO.
Yeah.
The rerolls can also be quite attractive on the round when you use Ironbound Books of Shumagorath.
Okay.
The card that allows you to turn the opponent's physical attacks into mystic attacks to exploit your high mystic defenses. But the interesting thing about this game is that the Defender's Leadership allows Jacob to switch the attack type at his leisure. So he can sort of circumvent the Iron Books by making his attacks energy.
Yes, of course. Very interesting. God, this is going to be a good match. So for the players, that watchers, viewers, what have you, Doctor Strange is in the middle. That This is Jacob's, with the Hawkeye immediately behind him. He's got Scarlet Witch and Okoye just to the right, but honestly, they're all just really around the Mystic Portal. So their deployment doesn't matter so much as the fact that they're gonna portal. Whereas Cookie has Strange, as you mentioned, off center and to behind a little bit. Dr. Voodoo even further, hiding behind the size 4 subway car. Wong is behind the both of them, and Angela is pretty much more dead center, but very far back. So very sly work from the Dutch master.
It looks as though Angela will probably be able to move once and then throw the size 4 subway car. I would expect him to want to do that as late as possible in the turn to get as much cover out of that car before it comes flying through the air.
How much power is it to throw? 3?
2.
Only 2 to throw. She throws with it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and she generates 2, so the throw is online from the get-go.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll change with the update like Valkyrie did.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Wild speculation. Okay. Jacob had priority, so he's going first, and he's decided to portal Hawkeye straight up. Pretty much straight across from Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme. He is trying to get that angle just right so that he gets the 5 range. Is he going to blow up Wong? No. Oh, it looks like he's after Voodoo. Any reason?
Voodoo is very impactful on Gamma Shelters because he can possess a character and make them unable to score points. And since the points, particularly the middle point, is a lot of points here, he can really swing the points game, especially if he goes last. He does, however, have quite good defensive stats while on his while the Brother Daniel token is still on him, which it is.
Yeah. All right. Maybe he's just looking to get some status effects on Voodoo.
Yeah. Slow, for example, would be...
Ooh, we got a crit and a hit, but 3 blanks, sadly. No wild. He needs that crit to roll into it. Nope, he gets another blank, so no wild. That's 1 shot.
No damage.
No damage. Not a good start. Not a good start for Hawkeye, but maybe he's just warming up. And he's going to do it again. Look at Jacob being such a professional player. He's helping us. He is going to... Yeah, really appreciate that, Jacob.
Yeah. Thank you, Jacob.
Damn it. Oh, he got a much better hit now and a crit, but no wild. So let's see if he gets that. He does. He does.
Yeah. I would expect Cookie to... Ooh,
that's
a good block.
Cookie is on fire right out the gate. That's 3 saves, 4 hits, so he'll take 1 damage and get some sort of condition.
Maybe... I'm not... I think he has cover, so...
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
I don't... Because I don't think Hawkeye generated a power on the first attack, because if he did, he could have paid to ignore cover.
Sure. Jacob's elected to put shock on Voodoo rather than slow.
Yep, interesting choice.
All right, so now we have Cookie's first move. Angela, right into the mix. You think she's going to throw that trunk into... He's got decent physical defense, though, so not the greatest thing to throw a big subway car into.
Yeah, sure. And also that would remove the cover from the characters on top of it. So maybe he was just measuring out to see his possibilities. The Angela gets to place when she strikes as well. So another option is to move up, strike Hawkeye if he was in range, and then place within 2 of the Daily Bugle and throw that instead.
Ah, all right. We just seen Wong do his meditation and give power to Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, and then his
Yep.
second action was to move up and contest that back Gamma Shelter.
Quite an important allocation of power because this puts Doctor Strange's teleport online immediately. The
So
scalpel of Strange.
people really poo-pooed Wong so much, but maybe now he's found a home because giving out power beyond advanced R&D is quite important.
Indeed. And I also think that he may very well have a place in Midnight Suns too. Because there are a ton of characters in that affiliation who can really make use of that one extra power round 1 or 2.
Yeah, my buddy Cull here in London is running Midnight Suns, and he's a big fan of Wong for that very reason.
And he's affiliated in those affiliations too. So, well, it's of course a bit harder argument to make out of affiliation, obviously, but in affiliation, I think he definitely has a place.
Yeah, and there's also the style points that you get for playing Wong. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Now we should let the people know that you are actually heavily into convocation at the moment and have studied at the feet of the Dutch master himself. Isn't that right?
Yes. We actually came up with the Angela build together, if I'm honest.
Oh, so you have the inside scoop.
Yeah. Well, the main thought behind it was that Strange really likes staying back and sniping with his range 5 attack for big portions of quite a few games. So terrain really becomes an issue at certain maps, and having Angela be able to just move up and throw the terrain pieces out of the way to open up the line of sight is really useful, and getting damage out of it does not hurt.
Okay, we've had Okoye portal up, and now she's doing a vibranium spear thrust, I think it's called, into poor old Wong there. Oof, another bad roll. Jacob, man, Jacob last season in the finals just stank up the room with his crappy dice rolls, and it seems like it's happening again. I think his dice just are not accustomed to the pressures of finals type games.
Well, at least he got 2 damage.
2 damage went in into
No
Wong.
block from,
Wong, Mr. Wong only has 4. He's similar to Okoye, just not as good. And what's this now?
it's the leadership from Convocation triggering. Wong took damage, so he got to place within 1 of his current position. However, he did not get outside of 4 there.
Gotcha. Thank
Or
you.
maybe it's just maybe he did, but this we're not seeing it from this angle.
It looked like it was still in, so
Yeah, I agree.
let's see what Okoye's thrown his card over. God, Jacob is so good. Advanced R&D. So Strange is giving a power to who? To Okoye. Maybe she's going to change the
I think Strange got power.
got
from,
power. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And what's
Otherwise,
happening now?
he's unable to use
Portal.
the portal.
Okay, and so Koye is elected to just move back. Now that's really interesting. Why wouldn't he have? Oh, I guess he didn't want to put him there so that he could actually have a shot on Wong.
Could also be that he wants to open up the landing spot for Strange or Scarlet Witch there.
Gotcha. All right, here she is, Angela, up in the picture.
So we might see the...
Yeah.
Oh, there it comes. Ooh. Strange got thrown.
Yep, so sure enough, that subway car went flying.
Yep. Into either Okoye, into Hawkeye. And
Hawkeye. Okay, doing 3 points of damage. Yep. He saved 2, not bad, actually, for out of 5. And he's hanging on his chinny chin chin. Now, the players are just resetting the table a little bit. Thankfully, I think it was just Sorcerer Supreme who kind of got affected, which is not the end of the world.
He got so excited he made a backflip.
Yeah, I did do a backflip. All right. And this should be some sort of attack. What's going on? Oh, I guess she's doing her first attack. Yeah.
Angela is, yeah. She is
Wow.
striking.
Yeah.
Taking Hawkeye down.
Yeah, by a lot. Jeez, look at that. Now she's going to do her move, right?
Yeah, she gets to place within 2. So going on to the researcher and blocking landing spots from the portal there. We'll see how well he succeeds. I don't think he'll be able to block it all.
No.
But he could make it difficult for Jacob to put characters onto the objective, forcing him to spend move actions. And also, as we know, you're not allowed to put your movement tool across Angela's base, which is not something that comes up often, but might just do
It's
here.
important here. That's right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for pointing that out. That's actually great. Great piece of tech there. Angela throwing stuff, then using her assassination movement, and now body blocking with her ribbons. Amazing work from Cookie. All right, let's see how Jacob wants to respond here. He's got Doctor Strange and not Angela, Scarlet Witch up next. I think they both could land, but maybe not in places he wants them to be.
Yeah, exactly. Possibly, yeah, looks as though he'll be able to land with one character on the objective at least, but that is still impactful. Possibly it's difficult to get Strange in there because he's such a big base.
Yeah, he's not going to fit. He's going to either have to be towards a Cookie side or kind of in this pocket on the bottom of the screen.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Scarlet Witch might be able to squeeze in there, but that vending machine looks problematic, so I'm not sure. And what's the rule? If you go ahead and move the model and it doesn't fit, then what? You place it the next legal place? What's okay?
The last legal, yeah, I guess you have to. I don't know how that would be ruled in a tournament. If you are allowed to put down the tool, fail, and if you're allowed to redo it or just fail to be moved.
Maybe Quinn Duggan can give us a ruling in the chat about that. So what will happen, Quinn, if he elects to move the model, moves it there, and realizes it doesn't fit? What is the options left to Jacob at that point, or anybody?
Personally, I would consider the rule of the gentleman to be
have a beer.
The positioning of the tool.
It is. You can replace it anywhere legal. So
yeah, as long as you're only using one tool, you can move it around.
All right, great.
Apparently, fantastic. Thank you, Quinn.
All right, good to have a nice line judge and a few extra judges running around too, for that matter. All right, Jacob's given up on that for the time being. He's decided to move his little measuring stick around, to the delight of the audience everywhere. Then he's moved to a different measuring stick. It's amazing. And he is still debating whether he can fit somebody in there. You know, I think she's been working out. She's probably, slim enough to fit in there. Give her a shot.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch can easily fit in there, but Strange, probably not. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's... Ooh, I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah.
They should move that measuring stick out of there in the first instance.
Yeah, I think he'll...
I think he... Wow. I told you she'd fit. I told you she'd fit. She's got her skinny jeans on, and she managed to slip them in. No problem. All right, now... What she has to, what's her name? Angela has the same stats across the board, doesn't it? So it doesn't. He's not going to use the leadership. He's just going to blast her. Oh, Jacob, what is going on with your dice? Well, two skulls actually. Skulls count for her, thank God. So that's four hits, and two different conditions, right? Because of the skulls.
Yes, correct. I think he can pick between Hex, Poison, and Incinerate.
Quinn Duggan. If she fits, she sits. Damn right. Whew. All right, so 3 damage go in, and he elected to give him Incinerate and Hex. Nice ones. Very
Thing of note
strong.
here
Yeah.
is that it might be difficult for Jacob to get Strange onto the middle point as well. And Cookie has, as we remember, put 1 extra power on his Sorcerer Supreme. So, and he will have the last activation. So he can double move to the middle and teleport one of Jacob's characters away.
Aha. In fact, that's what's probably looking at right now, right? With that 3 measuring stick.
Yeah. I am not sure. Probably Okoye is within 1 as well. But in that sort of situation, as long as Angela stays there and Jacob does not add an additional character onto the point, then it would be 2-1 for Cookie, and that is 4 points online there.
Oof.
So winning the middle, round 1, is immensely impactful for the scoring.
Yeah, and we said it could be a fast game as a result.
Yeah. And also, as we know, you get to move the researcher first, possibly either moving it to a safer spot on your own side, on a comfortable distance from your own evacuation point to avoid the opponent going aggressive on a later turn, or you could go aggressive yourself and put it closer to the opponent's side of the table.
All right. Scarlet Witch has had another okay roll, a hit, a wild, and another skull. So that's another condition. That's 3 hits, but Angela saved 2, and so I think we take 1. I haven't seen it yet. And poison has now gone on Angela. Wow. So Scarlet Witch not doing an explosive amount of damage, which she's known for, but certainly putting him on a ton of conditions.
Using the leadership to bounce there.
Aha. Because she took damage. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Which leaves more room now for her Strange, though.
Yeah. This will be very interesting to see whether Cookie activates Voodoo or Strange here, because it looks as
Scarlet Witch is throwing that what is it, a kiosk, a Daily Bugle is going into Angela. Yeah. She's good at that. She's just
dodge roll.
Yeah, big dodge roll. Scarlet Witch is just so aggressive. She doesn't take damage terribly well, but man, does she put stuff out. All right, we haven't seen the dodge roll just yet. Not sure. Brace was used. Thank you, sir.
Oops.
That makes sense. Smart.
Great use for that card.
Yeah, because that would have been a dazed, very likely a dazed Angela.
Indeed.
Although the Incinerate doesn't affect the dodge roll, so maybe it might have been all right. But Brace is certainly better. Okay, so this is Sorcerer Supreme.
We see, yeah. Now I think we definitely see a block of the landing spot.
Yeah, this is what
at least on top of the researcher here.
Yeah, this is what Cookie was after. He used the affiliation ability to move Angela out of the way, blocking some more of that space, and then leaving room for his own Doctor Strange to come in. Brilliant, brilliant.
Maybe he went too soon. We'll see.
Yep, and just like you predicted, Scarlet Witch is getting told to get the hell out. You're the wrong kind of wizard. You're not in the wizard club.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Well, Jacob's Doctor Strange is quite good at moving things around himself. So.
Yeah, good point. Is that what you meant by maybe it was too soon? Because now Jacob Strange is going to come up and just push people out of the way.
Exactly.
But he's not going to fit, I don't think, in that spot where Scarlet is. So
possibly not, but he could. And it might be hard to actually push. If he places himself there, it might actually be hard to push Cookie's Strange. Ooh, yeah.
Jacob, you're out of your mind. What are you? He's really
That's
pushed.
not gonna work.
Dude, come on. You're just doing this for the lulz. Oh man, that's more like it, my friend.
We'll see. Supposedly, one attack and then a move. He needs to get one of the This is interesting. He needs to get either character out of there to be able to fit.
Yeah, but the problem is, Strange is got blocked by that vending machine, so he's not going anywhere. But Angela, he looks like he's going to shoot Angela.
Yep.
And what? Here come the dice. And he's again a crappy roll. Two hits with a crit. No, man, Jacob, I feel for you.
2 out of 5 is close to average.
He did manage to daze her, so that's fine.
Yep. Cookie did not block anything there, so.
So I guess it's an economy of hits. He only rolled as many as he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And
as we said, hugely impactful here because 4 points up for grabs.
So is he?
Voodoo is also has his activation to go, so we'll see.
But is Strange going to move now? What's happening here? I'm not quite sure. He's done one attack, so he's got one action left to do, and some intense conversations happening. And yeah, he's just going to elect to move to contest the researcher, and don't forget the central shelter.
Yep.
Okay. Makes sense, and probably no room for Voodoo in there to make somebody win that point.
So I think we are about to see a very interesting dice roll here because I expect Voodoo to be able to move forward, medium, to be within 3 of Okoye. Mm-hmm. Shoot her once with a Spirit Venom. Can he either sap 1 power, roll a skull, or do 1 damage? Then he will have enough power to possess her, making it a 1 versus 1.
Oh, nice one.
Because currently Jacob is scoring the middle, which is real bad news for Cookie if it stands.
Yeah.
So
I love
important dice roll.
So why don't you tell people about that horrible ability that Voodoo has? It really is a signature ability.
Voodoo starts the game with something called the Brother Daniel token, and he can use that to possess people by handing the Brother Daniel token over to them. And while they have it, they cannot interact with or hold or contest objective tokens. So hugely impactful on a crisis like this, where there are a lot of points on the table. In order to possess someone, he needs to pay the threat level the same amount of power as the opposing model's threat level. Now, Okoye is only a 2 threat. So
well, it looks like 2 hits but 2 saves from Okoye.
Yes, but Cookie also rolled that skull, which generates him an extra power due to Voodoo's ability. Perfect. It's the same as Shuri's.
Okay. Cool. So does that mean he gets to put the Nathaniel joke in?
If he elects to, I would expect him to, because that stops Jacob from scoring 4 points.
Oh, and it looks like he got a sap as well.
Yes, but I think Okoye was at 0 power currently.
Right. Yeah.
Because she had R&D'd her power to Strange earlier.
Yeah.
So nothing to sap.
Okay. All right. And look, they scored it. So Jacob scored 4 points. So it looks like he did win the middle.
So he did not possess Okoye for some reason.
Weird. I mean, was there any drawback to doing so for Cookie for like this round, the second round?
Possible. Well, Voodoo becomes more of a target, but he can bring the possessed token back for free in the power phase.
Yeah.
He did have the power because he got 1 power from the skull.
And what does it cost? 3?
2.
2 on
the number of power from that the the threat level of the model that you want to possess, which is
okay.
2.
Got it. Yeah, he had the power. All right. Well, look, both are at 4
We'll
players.
have to ask him why he didn't.
Yeah, make a
possess
note.
it.
Make a note there because I don't know why he gave away 4 points. Otherwise, could have been 0, 1. Okay. Because they're both only 4 wide, Jacob didn't screw up the priority by dazing Angela, and so he's retaining priority. Oh, let's take a look at what the convocation ability is. Still the movement one. I seem to recall the last game we watched, Cookie had it mostly on the reroll side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bit of a chat here from Jacob, putting down various tools. Oh, he's deciding where to move the researcher. No, but oh yeah, because he owns it. Yeah, so he has to decide where to put it. So for people at home, he gets to move it within 2. And if he moves it back, that's often a way to kind of keep it away from your opponent. But if you move it forward, you can start trying to get it closer to the other research station, or evacuation point, I guess it's called.
Indeed.
And that gets you, I think, another 2 points, right?
Yes, and if it's within a medium move range of the opponent's evacuation point, then that means that it's going to be within one. If he scores it again, then it's going to be close enough to get within 1 of the evacuation point to guarantee another 2 points next round.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that about the medium stick. I was wondering why that was put down there.
Jacob now has the possibility to KO Angela if he is lucky.
I know. I just want to point out to people that researcher, if it's against your opponent's evacuation point, you get the 2 points even if you're not controlling the researcher at the end of that round. You know.
And 4 points if you are controlling the researcher.
Yeah.
So huge swing there.
Bitter Rivals. Bitter Rivals is going down. Oh, he is being serious. Jacob is going for the throat. Round 2. Top of round 2. Bitter Rivals, I'm not sure who's been put upon.
Looks like Strange.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, there's the token. Yep, Strange. Okay. So that means he is after Angela, possibly Dr. Voodoo, but I'm pretty sure you're right. He's trying to get rid of Angela. Yep. And she's within 4. Well done.
Yeah.
I forgot now.
Angela does have 1 more stamina on her injured side. So 7. This will be another impactful dice roll here.
Yeah. It's interesting. He didn't bother with the having Hawkeye put conditions on her first. He's like just getting Scarlet Witch straight in there.
Yep.
Bitter Rivals is enough of a buff. Why not?
And counting skulls is way better than rerolls against Angela because you're not allowed to use rerolls while attacking her.
Oh gosh, yeah. That's right.
Which is hampering both Okoye and Doctor Strange.
Here's the roll. Dice 1, 3 hits and a skull. So that's 1 condition, 4 hits altogether. Cookie rolled well. 3 saves so far with the crit turning into another save. So 4 saves. 4 saves. No damage, but a condition at the least.
Good roll from both players. Really good roll from Cookie.
Yeah.
Maximum block.
Max. Yeah. Drake can't be happy about that. There's nothing you can do in this game, though. You just got to shoot him again. Bing, bing. Yeah, we know where you're going to shoot. Don't worry, Jacob. We're following this. We're tracking. He rolled 4 dice, though. Like, shouldn't he have rolled less because of bitter rivals? No, the other person rolls more dice, right?
Yep. No, it doesn't affect... Yeah, but he rolled a crit.
Yeah.
He rolled 3 dice, two wilds and a crit, and then
that's it.
The crit turned into another crit.
You're right. Okay, this time he no saves. Yikes. And Jacob rolled 5 hits, including a skull, so another condition's going on. She's 5 out of 7 hit points down.
Will we see an all you've got here?
You think it's crucial to get rid of Angela?
Possibly. It would be very impactful. She will...
Move out of the way. She's out of range now. Smart.
So Scarlet Witch could get one more attack into her if she all you got. I'm quite certain that Angela will make short work of Doctor Strange if she is allowed to activate here.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Interesting to see if he can pull off the all you got. I'd do it if it were me, but I'm not in the finals.
Yeah, it's likely very tempting. He has the field dressing as well to mitigate the downside of all you got having
Yeah, fair
Scarlet
point.
Witch days. So he would be giving away priority, but as things stand with Jacob in the lead,
Yeah, and with only 4 characters on the table, losing one is a big deal.
yes.
You know, this is why I play the Sin 7 list. If nothing else, the Sin 7 list just has such a wealth of actions, which is a resource that people don't really think about. And,
Indeed.
you know, you have 7 characters, that's 14 actions, whereas Cookie here only has 8. I'm thinking about the new Bullseye for Sin 7. We'll see.
Ooh, he would fit right in there.
Yeah, I know. And he's painted too, so hey, ready to go. All right.
He's a really cool character.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on here? Why
Not sure. Jacob measuring from
Sorcerer Supreme?
Cookies, Doctor Strange, yeah.
Yeah. Where he can move. He can move to the back shelter, I suppose. He's looking. He'd definitely be within one of the back shelter.
Yeah, definitely.
Haha. Wargaming Dad, I'm not going to play your Black Order list with my Sin 7.
I'm not sure. I think spammy lists are quite good against Black Order.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Sin 7's approach, though, compared to Sam Spam.
Sam Spam is a thing of its own.
Yeah. All right, I don't know. Can you figure out what Jacob's trying to figure out here? I can't.
Maybe he's trying to see if Cookie's Doctor Strange can be within 2 of his Doctor Strange and simultaneously on his point. I don't know why that would matter. I'm sure Jacob has a good reason for measuring this. I just failed to see the reason currently.
People are thinking that it might be a throw that Jacob's trying to figure out.
Yeah, but he's currently activating Scarlet Witch, so she can throw stuff within 3 of herself. So
The vending
yeah,
machine
maybe he wants to all you got and move her and throw, but it looks like he's paid for power and all you've got has been spent.
Oh, okay. There we go. So he's just figuring out how to best use it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I suppose he wants so the range 2 from Doctor Strange is probably that he wants to be landing with inside of that, so that he can then field dress her with.
See, this is why you're on the show, Hugo. You're thinking way ahead, which is perfect. Yeah, R2. That's what the chat's agreeing. The chat's agreeing with you. I'm just a pretty face on this show.
Oh, you're the star, Norbert.
I keep saying that.
We have failed to mention the fact that we're both wearing purple ties, which is the color of magic.
Yeah, of course. All right, here's the movement. Scarlet Witch is moving her medium up into a very carefully selected spot, obviously, based on the way Jacob's working this out. And then I think he's going to shoot Angela again, right?
That would seem like a good idea.
Yep. All right, big roll. He's got to do 2 points of damage to take Angela out of the game. She is incinerated, and he's got Bitter Rivals up. Big roll coming up.
Really big roll.
I gotta calm my nerves with a little bit of whiskey.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Not bad. 4 hits, 2 wilds, and she is out of there. Angela is off the table. Boom. Now, this is big because, of course, she's off the table. But as you said, he's now lost priority unless something weird happens the rest of this turn.
Yep. But not having priority can also be an advantage when a lot of the opponent's punch has been taken away, and like we've said repeatedly, a lot of points on this table. Ooh.
Is this a throw? Oh my god, she's going to throw the other big... Yes!
Boom!
Jacob he is no mercy. He is the Cobra Kai of MCP.
Ooh.
Although that's 2 saves, and so 3 hits go into the Sorcerer Supreme. Bam! Wow.
Indeed.
That is how you do all you've got, ladies and gentlemen. That is not like we've seen some. You've been with me, witnessing some all you've gots where like Enchantress does nothing with 4 attacks or 4 actions. But this was quite the opposite. This is what you want.
Noticed that Strange immediately paid the 4 power to field dress her at the end of the activation after she had dazed. So
Is that smart though? Like, isn't she not just vulnerable to? Oh, because she didn't have any damage on her. Right. I always screw up how field dressing works. Oh, right. She just goes back to the normal state of affairs. Yeah, makes total sense. Man, Jacob's good. So he's given.
Apparently, a couple of people calling out that you can't field dress that way in the end of the round, but Quinn is line judge here, so possibly we will see.
Yeah, Quinn, get in there. Is that because? Thank you, Quinn. Good job.
So we'll see how this affects.
We need to get this game paused because the problem is. Ooh, did we just see Okoye get dazed?
Yeah, we'll see if that's what happens.
I'm not sure who's going right now.
Cookie has played 6 power on Strange, so he's doing the area attack.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Okay. So he managed to daze Okoye on the first attack. Yeah, now Hawkeye, I guess, is going in. And not too many hits that time. Yikes. Look at all those failures. Oh my god.
He can re-roll them all, unless he already did that.
Yeah.
Distracted by the field dressing issue.
So the problem is that the moment Scarlet Witch is finished, her activation ends, and therefore the turn ends. Is that the problem?
Yeah. Dazing ends his turn immediately. So yeah, now they are reversing.
Yeah, that part of the
question
game.
Is what? Yeah.
Well, whatever Cookie did in the meantime doesn't matter too much unless he felt like he wanted to do something different because she's still awake. It's easy to rewind what just happened because there's been no movement on the table, so they could easily rewind that if they wished.
Yeah. I know there's been discussion about that interaction. I just couldn't remember what the ruling was.
Yeah, the dazing completely ends the turn immediately.
Yep.
Whereas normally when you finish activating a character, you still have a window to play tactics cards before you pass the turn to the opponent. But we got so many judges that are all over this, like white on rice. Someone's suggesting that Scarlet Witch should have 1 damage on her. I'll ask why is that?
Because she was outside of 2 from a
shelter. The scammer shelter, right? Okay, yeah, good call.
So,
yeah,
Strange doing 3 damage to Strange.
Thank you. So catch me up. What was Strange doing? Did he?
I suppose he did an attack, but I am not sure which kind of attack and if it's still the area attack being rolled out. We've been slightly distracted here by the rollback of the field dressing.
Yeah. So I mean, Doctor Strange.
We'll catch up.
Sorry.
Soon enough.
So yeah, it seemed like Sorcerer Supreme was doing an attack. You thought it was the, well, he spent power, so it could have been the area attack.
He has been doing the area attack.
Yeah.
He has, but no damage to Hawkeye, 4 damage to Okoye apparently, and 3 damage to Strange. I don't know if that was from the area attack or a second attack.
While we're waiting, how are you on the front of your national drink of aquavit?
How? What do you mean?
I mean, are you a fan of aquavit? Do you have particular favorites?
Oh yeah, Aquavit. Yeah, I really like it, especially the ones that everyone else dislikes.
Oh, really? Which one is that? Because there's quite a few flavors, more than people, at least more than I
I need to look
realized.
up a translation for it because I don't know the word. I think it's called bitter drops.
Bitter drops.
That's
Oh.
my favorite.
Oh.
Beska droppar.
Oh, I'm not sure I've had that one.
Yeah, it's really, really bitter.
I've had ones that were
It goes really well with Christmas dinner.
okay. I got given a bottle by some friends in Sweden. It was a very light one. It was a dill with lemon type of flavor, which was perfect for fish. Eating it with fish. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variety to the
It's a
aquavit.
whole little universe.
Yeah. Yeah. And lots of boutique distilleries happening around Sweden.
Yep.
So aquavit is made in Norway and Denmark as well, or just Sweden really?
Yes, in Denmark and Norway as well. Possibly Finland. I'm not sure.
Yeah, nobody really knows what goes on in Finland.
Yeah. Maybe they stick to Koskenkorva.
Big roll. Holy crap. Six hits for Jacob into who? Oh, is that a save? I don't know. I just saw Dr. Voodoo getting a lot of power. No. Okay, here it goes. Yeah.
4 damage into Voodoo there.
Oof. From Jacob's Doctor Strange.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what Cookie's Strange did aside from dazing Okoye. It doesn't seem like very much. Maybe he put some damage into
He
Jacob's
put 3
Strange.
damage into Strange, but
Yeah.
perhaps the rolls we missed were lackluster from the area attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Voodoo's taken 4 out of 6 hit points. Quite good. And I'm going to assume there's another attack coming in from Jacob Strange. He's flush with power.
Yep. This is going to be very impact. Oh, he's pushing him away now.
Mm-hmm.
Then remember that Cookie will be able to place him within 1 of the position that Jacob pushes him to mitigate some of the pushing distance.
Loads of shenanigans. All right. Jacob making up his mind where he wants him to go. Maybe he's going to send Voodoo over to throw him into the bin, the trash bin.
And now Cookie's
like, nah, I don't think so. I'm giving back.
Woink.
Wonk. That's probably why he's got the convocation card set on the movement side, because of he knew that Jacob had a lot of movement tricks.
Yeah, and it's a very strong ability. I mean, dice can always fail you. A reroll might have 0 impact, while this leadership always has impact.
All right, I think Strange has now used field dressing on Scarlet Witch and also healed her at the same time, because she's sitting on 0 hit points, and it looks like he healed himself as well.
That is something he can do.
That's what he does. If you don't take him out, he just makes you have a bad day. All right, but I thought he had one more action. Yeah, there he goes. He's moving. Oh, he's going to try to get a hold of that researcher. Nice one, Jacob.
Yeah.
Nice one. I have to say, I'm feeling a little worried for Cookie at this stage.
There is a possibility here. If Voodoo activates now and manages to take Hawkeye out, if he is then within 3 of Strange, looks maybe in, maybe out, we'll see. Then he can activate Wong, meditate for 1 extra power, and use Book of Cagliostro on Sorcerer Supreme to activate him again this round.
Right.
And that would be impactful.
All right, so Jacob's done with his strange. Now Cookie's up. He can do Wong or Voodoo. So who has to go first in that scenario you just talked about? Wong?
Probably Voodoo, because if if Voodoo doesn't take Hawkeye out, Hawkeye is quite confident in taking Wong out to stop that plan.
All right. It did Wong. He did Wong.
It could be that he's already within 3 with the Voodoo, so that he... No. Oh, yeah. He is within 3. So he can remove the activated token before he activates Voodoo.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Wow.
I would well, he might save it for later as well, but...
Save it for later. That's a great tune. Do you know that tune? It's by English Beat.
Save it for later?
Save it for later.
You're going to have to sing it for me.
If I can remember the words now. Somebody, I need to look up the words. Wong. What is Wong going to shoot Strange now? What's going on?
No, I think Wong was since Wong was probably meditating, then Strange got 1 power from his soul gem because he did inside of inside of range 4. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Jacob remembering all his rules. When I used to play Defenders,
I don't think that Cookie has added the power to Wong yet, though.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because if he did meditate twice, should have more power.
He can only meditate once if he wants to move within 3 of Strange to remove it. We'll see if that is what he does.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not really sure what Wong did there. He has an activated token on him, and then Hawkeye apparently goes now. So we're not seeing Book of Cagliostro apparently this round.
Yeah. Doing something else. I don't know what's Cookie's up to. He's so wily. Some sort of hit. He's got a hit and a wild. And Jacob saved one. This was against Hawkeye, looks like. And that's weird.
Things stand now, since Cookie dazed Okoye without her activating, he will not be having priority next round.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's interesting how that works. So now this is the affiliation movement? No.
Yep. Looks like it.
Okay. And then Hawkeye goes?
Yep.
And it looks like he wants to shoot Voodoo. Here we go.
I think what Wong did was probably to heal Voodoo.
Okay. Yeah.
So he meditated for 1, healed Voodoo for 1.
Okay. Hawkeye got the wild, so this condition's going up. Altogether 3 hits. Cookie, I think, is going to roll. Loads of saves.
Oh.
5 saves.
No problem there.
No problem. See what kind of condition gets applied. Thinking. Still, this probably is a big move since nobody's doing anything. Oh, and bleed. He's
Voodoo has bleed.
put a bleed on him. Okay.
If Voodoo survives the next attack from Hawkeye,
Then it'll be better for Cookie.
then he has the possibility to move up to the researcher and possess Strange to swing the score 4 back to Cookie.
I think he's looking to see if he could hook arrow and contest that back point, but I don't think it's going to work. That looks too far away.
And he does not have enough power to first travel through the portal and then hook arrow.
Oh, interesting. But he's just doing it. I saw him spend the power, so he's just going to hook arrow.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to daze him.
Maybe not. Looks out to me, but...
Yeah.
Ooh, here comes...
Voodoo. Going to contest the researcher.
Probably possessing Strange here. It would net him a lot of points.
So he's taking 2 power off.
He's throwing him. Not possessing him. He's throwing him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not so quick to use the possession. He hasn't used it yet this game. And
he has 1 action left to go. Question is...
Yeah, that's out. That was out. Hawkeye is not contesting the back.
Question is, could Voodoo move to the portal, travel through it, and score Jacob's...
Yeah.
Here.
You could do it. It could happen.
But then he would not be scoring the researcher, which is...
More points.
Kind of important as well. It's not more points because...
he gets 3. Yeah, he gets 3 in the back. Yeah, sure.
But he gets the researcher further away from his own evac point, which is also important.
Oh, it looks like they finished the round. I didn't see Cookie put down the check mark, but they're checking Shelter's points.
He shaked bleed, I think.
Okay, yeah. He still needs a...
Bleed.
We should get the judges in there before they hit the reset button. Oh, it's really too late. Oh well, it's probably okay. Right, so we see Cookie now getting 6 points. What did he have? 1 before?
Yeah. So he scored 5 now.
Yeah. So
2
that's
from the researcher, 2 from the middle, and 1 from his own.
Right, and Jacob had nothing added. So suddenly 6-4. And Cookie's electing to move the researcher actually closer to the middle rather than keeping it further away. He's put it next to his own Sorcerer Supreme.
Increasing the distance between the researcher and his own evac point to stop Jacob from guaranteeing 2 points next round should he score it this round.
Okay. Got it. Interesting. All right, and Jacob has priority again.
Yep, this will be a key turn, and Cookie agrees to that and plays the Ironbound Books of Chumagorath. Which is a less impactful card in this particular matchup due to the defender's leadership, allowing Jacob to change his attacks to energy, thus circumventing that card. However, Convocation are definitely better at defending against energy than against physical, at least. At least Doctor Strange has his Mystic Armor of Strange that works against Mystic and energy, but not physical.
Okay. Let's see. We don't know who's moving what.
Jacob has priority. So, an interesting thing to note is that Jacob has used up all his tactics cards, while Cookie has most of his left to go.
Yeah. So he did manage to get rid of Angela, but it didn't work out for him as far as the points are concerned. So, not sure if it was worth it. And, well, Cookie's got some really beat up characters right now. Right, essentially all of them are more or less on half hit points.
Yep.
Okay, so he.
They're all on their healthy sides though.
Yeah, fair.
Whereas Jacob has Okoye and Hawkeye on their injured sides.
Yeah, so he's measuring off a Scarlet Witch 3. Is that a Bitter Rivals thing going on here?
It's Jacob measuring, so possibly looking for what sort of terrain he could be throwing, maybe.
Yeah. That's true. It looks like both vending machines are in play. So that's 2 size 2s. All right. Still thinking about it. He's...
Yeah, whatever he picks, it will be crucial.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The question is if Scarlet Witch can repeat her feat
Yeah.
from earlier.
Know all you got,
5
but
point
it looks like a shot. So, okay, 2 skulls, 2 hits, so 4 hits altogether. Cookies save none. 3 hits.
This has to be an energy attack because if it's a mystic attack, then he would have rolled.
Okay, it looks like he hadn't rolled a dice when I looked. So he's got 1 save. So he takes 3 hit points?
Yep, this will be close.
Yeah.
However, I do think that if Jacob succeeds in dazing Strange here, it looks as though Voodoo is within 2 and has enough power for the field dressing.
Jacob's elected to put Bleed on and Hex. Bleed makes sense, because if he doesn't daze him now, Sorcerer Supreme will daze through the Bleed, unless he spares an action for it. So, second attack, she's spent some power. Maybe this is the throw now. Is it a vending machine being tossed? Yeah, both of them are available, so toss the one further away. Looks like.
And no brace left, so
yeah,
needs to be a. That's not enough.
Oh gosh, that's a dazed Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep.
Wow, Scarlet Witch.
With Scarlet Witch, 1 action left.
Yeah, she's gonna blast. What is that? Voodoo back there. All right, another big roll for Jacob. See if he can really maximize her efficiency tonight. And the roll is being made. I hear the dice being tossed. And oof, not so good. 2 hits, a crit though. Let's see what the crit. That's him. 3 hits altogether. Cookie saves 2. So Mordo should take 1 more. Yeah. No skulls, so no conditions. So not so great, but still, dazing Sorcerer Supreme, pretty big.
Yep. Unless there's a field dressing coming.
Let's take a look at the affiliation card for Convocation. And Cookie is still using the movement one.
Yep.
Oh, he's just used field dressing. Yep. Voodoo's paying for it, just like you predicted. So that should wake up Sorcerer Supreme. Wakey, wakey! Come on now. Wake up. Not working. It's not working, Cookie. What's wrong with your
discussion going on?
Field dressing. Come on, wake up. No. Maybe the accusers are in there, monitoring the situation. Maybe second thoughts. Maybe. Because basically, with only 1 hit point, he needs to immediately activate Sorcerer Supreme and get some work done.
Cookie appears to be looking at the possibility of the area attack.
Ah, okay. He likes these. How much does that cost, that area attack?
6.
Oh, God. Okay. Man, I lived the dream once at a tournament here in London where I had Cable on Researcher Station portal up with his body slide, into 4 characters surrounding the point, and he had enough power to do his area attack. Oh my god. Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
But this game places a really high premium on area attacks, which I'm not sure is warranted. I mean, the cost of them is so high, and it's kind of rare that you have tons of characters around you, even 2 for that matter.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Do you think? Yeah, you think so too?
He looks as though Cookie is looking for a place where he gets all of Jacob's characters as well as his own Dr. Voodoo within 2, because that allows him to heal
Oh.
and remove conditions.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's truly an amazing attack.
All right.
So
see if he can pull it off.
Yeah.
That's very clever
he
thinking.
He needs to move first. So either he could risk it and use the Scalpel of Strange and then hope to generate 3 power from 1 attack with Hex. Possibly a stretch, but he does have Pierce. Or if he will just bank on the single area attack to do the job, then he can just do a move action and get in there.
It's the Finnish guys who like to have that licorice drink. That's what they drink. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kosken.
Yeah? Is that what it's called?
Koskenkorva.
Yeah.
I think it's really... out of 2 from...
Look at that. Too bad. The master plan. Oh, well.
So close.
What's the range on the area attack? Is it 2?
It's 2. And it comes with a complementary bit of rivals.
That was Scarlet Witch done. Now what's happening? I'm very confused right now.
Now he's going to start rolling his area attacks.
Oh, okay. So it's within 2, you said?
He's not paid the power yet, though. But...
I don't know if Hawkeye is in range.
Everything in the language of his moves speaks for it.
Yeah, but see, the thing is Okoye is there. She's going to bodyguard off the attack on Scarlet Witch.
Which is why he's likely targeting Okoye first.
Yeah, sure.
And that is a decent roll.
Yeah, 4 hits.
He has triggered both the heal and the remove conditions trigger.
Nice one. Huh. That's off. What are the triggers? I think that went on to a Hawkeye. That attack.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. So Hawkeye's
he
taking...
was not within 2 of Okoye, I think. So
yeah.
Bodyguard was not online anyway.
Yep. So Hawkeye's...
And possibly Cookie was trying to get rid of the Hex first thing.
Okay. Yeah. What are the triggers?
Wild and Shield to heal, and I think only Wild to remove a condition.
Okay.
Might be wrong on that. Need to check.
Okay. Hawkeye's taking 3 out of 5 hit points damage. And the second attack's coming in. Cookie's rolled 3 hits. But Jacob's saved 2 so far. And the crit doesn't... Oh, he's going to re-roll that. So...
That's a trigger for the condition removal.
Okay. No damage, though.
Yeah, apparently they're experiencing some difficulties with the character trace, so we might be seeing some tokens still on that aren't actually there.
And the next attack is 4 so far with a crit. Crit adds another hit, so that's 5 hits. Nice one. Oh, but Jacob saved 3 so far.
Oh, yeah.
Strange elected to reroll, and he's gotten 3 hits, which doesn't do anything. More dice being rolled.
Decent roll.
Yep.
Good roll.
4 hits.
Also
Yep.
good.
Yeah, but saves. The saves. Well, he saves 2. Let's see who's taking.
Who this
Yeah, who's taking the damage?
into.
Yeah, maybe their trays are bugged enough to make this difficult to resolve because this is taking a long time. Unusually long time.
Yep.
Let's see what the ping rates are. Well, the ping rates are quite good. Everybody should be fine. Sometimes the bugs just happen.
So 2 damage just went into Doctor Strange.
Okay, thank you. And that should be Sorcerer Supreme done, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Cookie, putting 3 damage into Doctor Strange, who hasn't activated, is like putting 0 damage into Doctor Strange, who hasn't activated.
Yeah. Healing costs what, 3? I think it's
Yes,
3
exactly.
to heal. Yeah, so he's got the power to do that.
Easily. But currently, Cookie has both Bitter Rivals and Ironbound Books of Shuma Gorath up. So a lot of defensive buffs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so this is that big turn where you were saying, this is like where you really don't even bother attacking practically because they just save so easily.
A lot of most games last 4 turns, so that makes turn 3 oftentimes the key turn where you can sort of have a swing turn and run away with the game. If you manage to have a big turn round 3 and score a lot of points, then you might get a big enough lead that the opponent is unable to turn around in 1 round and then win the round after. So having last activation round 3 can be really huge, and having the dice go your way round 3 and playing the cards properly and saving your powerful moves to the right occasion. Note that Book of Cagliostro is still available for Cookie as long as Strange manages to survive Jacob's attacks.
Is that the one that you can put back in your active pile?
You can remove the activated token from a convocation character, although he needs to pay power from 2 other characters within 3. So a decent number of things need to happen before that can go off.
Okay. So people at home should know that the Doctor Strange, contrary to what it shows in the heads-up display, Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange is not dazed.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're experiencing issues with the character trace, so there are it's not showing proper information to us.
Yeah.
Strange should be not dazed, and he should not have any conditions on him, I think. Hook arrow there.
Hook arrow over to the side, and now he's range on Dr. Voodoo.
Can he do the 2 damage?
Well, he's got the wild. He's got a condition coming in. 1 crit to roll. Yep, 3 hits altogether. Cookie saved 1. I think that does it. Yep, sure enough.
That
Dazed.
does it.
Dazed voodoo.
And no more field dressing.
Yeah.
Now things are starting to look quite sour for Cookie, I'd say.
I know.
Because Jacob will be able to score big this round.
Mm-hmm. What is he going to score, you think? The middle 2 items, right?
He'll most likely... Wong is unfortunately unable to do a lot about the board state. He has a 4 dice attack, which is not going to do much. Jacob will probably score the middle. He will, which is 4 points. He could possibly score his home objective, but that is only 1 point, so not that important. But Strange or Okoye could move up to Cookie's home objective and score 3. For instance, Strange could move to the middle, attack Wong, push him away, and then Okoye could move up. Then again, that would mean that Jacob would not score the middle because Cookie's Strange is still there, so he needs to find a way to deal with. Possibly difficult to score both Cookie's objective and the middle, but scoring the middle is still a lot of points.
All right, he's just got Wong to activate.
Yep.
He could have passed. But I guess that just lets other people beat up Wong. Poor Wong.
Poor Wong, indeed. I suppose Cookie possibly...
Is he going up to heal? Is he going to get healed?
Yeah, that is a possibility, and also setting up for a Book of Cagliostro next round.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, he healed him.
do help.
Yeah, he Wong moved up and healed his Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme, and I think that should be it for him. Still contesting the back point.
Yep.
Yep, that's it. Wong's done. All right, so we have Okoye and Doctor Strange normal to go.
2 activations to go for Jacob. What will he prioritize?
Well, yeah, I mean, he really should have 2 people up in the middle so he scores that point, right?
One might notice that Jacob's Okoye is on her injured side, so she is not contesting against the healthy Wong.
Yep.
And she's actually not contributing to the scoring the middle either. So
no. She should just shoot people or get into bodyguard range. That's it.
So if Jacob wants those 4 points in the middle, then he needs to get Cookie's Strange out of there somehow.
Yeah. He could use his push if he moves behind him and then pushes him.
Then that is 1 dice roll that might fail him, and if he does, then,
yeah. Well, he gets to pick him up and roll it again.
He could do it twice with 2 re-rolls both times, and then just move in Okoye to score both. It's also a feasible option.
I heard somebody. Okay. Yep.
So
looks like an attack. Yeah. Yep.
Makes sense.
He spent some power, so I guess is that to increase his dice?
Or he might be doing a Crimson Bands, but probably not. Nah, he spent it on the leadership.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't really know why, because it's already energy.
2 hits, 1's a crit.
Because keep it energy, but add the hex. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hex. Yeah. As a Defenders player, I remember doing that a few times. Didn't roll very well though. He's didn't do any damage. So here he's going to try to re-roll. Oh, much better. 4 hits there. Cookie save 3, so 1 damage goes through, just what he needs to get the push off.
Cookie might also re-roll if he likes.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good save. 3.
Yeah.
I would keep it too. All right, here's the push. And he's pushing him outside of Gamma Shelter's range, doing some more damage from the Crisis later on. And that's it. He's off. And Strange now needs to walk in and score those 4 points. Oop. He's healed himself too, I guess. Yeah, and now he's going to move. I'm going to sit right on top of those 2 points. Boom.
Yep.
Nicely done. Nicely done. This has been just amazing, watching these 2 players just play so perfectly.
Agreed. It's been a bit slow at times due to technical difficulties, but a very enjoyable and very tactical game.
Right.
Some impactful dice rolls, to be sure, but that is the name of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing outrageous.
No, absolutely not.
Just fun. The fun kind of swings that you like to see in a dice game.
Yeah, like the kind of swings that force the players to adapt to the situation at hand.
Okay, Koi is going to go back and score the back point. Looks like, anyway. A lot of hand waving. He wants to still get the bodyguard. I don't think so, Jacob. Take
Can't
the point.
have the cookie and eat it.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Still hasn't executed the move for some reason. Maybe he's thinking about whether to kill Wong or not. I don't think Okoye's got enough movement to get over to that point. She couldn't shoot and score the point. Oh, there's some sort of recalculation of hit points on Sorcerer Supreme for some reason. Still a lot of chat. Not sure about what.
Not sure what's being measured here now.
Yeah, all kinds of things. Jacob probably thinking 3 turns ahead.
Yeah.
Koi is definitely in shooting range.
He is.
So he could either shoot
quite capable of doing 2 damage to Wong.
Yeah, he's going to shoot. Thank you, Jacob. Man, so good.
As expected.
Yeah. All right, Okoye, what do you got? 1 crit only. And gets a shield. So re-roll one of those dice, and it is nothing. 1 hit.
Ninja moves from Wong.
Yeah. Yeah. He dodged that spear like a boss. He's like a ninja. Alright, so she's decided to do that and then get the point. Okay, makes sense. I think that's the end of the turn.
I think you are right.
So that is 8 points, 9 points for Jacob.
And 1 for Cookie.
1 for Cookie.
So 9-7. Yeah.
9-7.
Still a lot to play for.
Yeah.
And priority will now swing to Cookie.
Mm-hmm. Good point. But the researcher has to move first.
Yep.
Let's see what's happening here. Still quite close, now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, this could go either way still.
Especially because he's got
Um,
to. It looks like the heads up display reset with the refreshing of the turn, which
oh,
is great.
fantastic.
Yeah, great news. Okay, so that's back online. So he just has the Book of Cagliostro left to play, huh?
Yep, but that is the most powerful card of the that he has in his hand.
He must be able to play it this turn, don't you think?
Yeah, since he has priority, he could activate Strange and then immediately remove the activated token. I think possibly it's a similar situation to the field dressing. I'm actually unsure of the ruling there. If you can play it the same turn as you put an activated token on a character.
Okay, so he's put the researcher within one movement of the back point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Such
it's
an interesting battle.
yeah, really is. Cookie's next. I don't know who to go with. I don't know.
If he goes with Doctor Strange, he has. Um,
I mean, what does Cookie need to do?
taking out Hawkeye is a low hanging fruit
Sure.
here, and looks very tempting.
Be better if
But-
he could take out Strange though, especially
Yeah.
if he used his
And
book.
then he's also seen what Scarlet Witch can do, so it's he has to weigh his options real carefully.
Yeah, because he's down a character, powerful character, and Jacob still got plenty. Yeah, but Okoye's on one hit point. That is tempting.
Strange
Yeah, go ahead.
pays power, so possibly teleporting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or teleporting somebody else. No, he's teleporting himself. An odd spot, not more of an aggressive spot than to score points.
Yeah.
So he could shoot now any of the characters.
Indeed.
And dice are going. Jacob's checking Strange's range so that he could lend some dice to Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gives him.
Only has 1 damage left.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's knocked out. All right, here comes the roll. It looks like Jacob gave Hawkeye extra dice because that's what the power go down. So that's 4 hits to
With a pierce.
Pierce. Okay, good. No, that's it. Hawkeye did not save it. He is off the table. All right, that worked out for him. One more attack to go.
Yeah. Okoye is also possible to take out, but she's also currently the least impactful character. But taking out Strange or Scarlet Witch with a single attack,
Unlikely.
not likely.
Yeah. Strange is helping out Okoye. I presume it's Okoye who's getting attacked.
I would assume so too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thanks for showing us. Ooh, that's not gonna do it.
No, bad roll. Not what he.
Can re-roll. Ooh, that block.
Oh, 3 blocks. Okoye, where's Sooner? Sooner. Okoye does it again. Yeah, that's nothing. Stupid Okoye.
Not gonna do it. No.
Did the AMG release those new rules yet? Did they do it today?
Notice how he paid 2 power on all of his 3 characters, Cookie that is, to remove the activated token from Strange. So Book of Cagliostro was played
Nice.
at the end of the round, and since the accusers are in the room, I assume that's legal.
Okay. Brilliant. All right. Cookie's still in the game. Come on now. We need to get. Who you focus on? I would just
Confirmation
take.
from Quinn that is a legal play.
Nice one. But still focus on Okoye, right? I mean, because she's just going to bodyguard. I guess it makes her below the power. So there's that.
Scarlet Witch is saying, "You again." Doctor Strange.
How many are you?
It's like in the in Infinity War where Strange makes like 100 copies of himself surrounding me.
That's right. Yeah. Copy. That's a good. God. Cookie's dice are letting him down. Only 2 hits there.
Re-rolling, apparently.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
down he goes.
Boop.
And a wasted Book of Cagliostro.
Yeah. Shame. Real shame. That might have been the game-changing moment.
Yeah. And Scarlet Witch doing 3 damage to Sorcerer Supreme with 2 attacks and a throw is, well.
Yeah. Let's see, somebody's saying something. The book play is not legal. Ooh, Art, one of the Dutch boys getting in there. It's not legal.
We're having a
Ooh.
schism. Or
Schism, that's right. Schism within the accusers. Well, we'll have to let them fight that out.
In that case, it would mean that the Cagliostro card is still in the hand of Cookie.
Yeah. Considering they didn't do anything.
Oh, no, sorry, never mind, it is.
Art's changed his mind. Hey,
Yeah. Oh.
Everything has been restored. Quiet. Now the accusers are sniping at one another. Good times. Oh, brilliant.
So we're still on Widow's Scarlet Witch's activation, and it looks like
she's moved into.
Robe is about to take place.
Yeah, she's gonna throw that vending machine. Oh no, the house. The Daily Bugle is being tossed. Voodoo.
Who do you think? Voodoo.
Yeah, I think Voodoo. Yeah, Jacob. Only because Jacob showed me. That's all. That's the only reason I knew. 2 saves and a crit. And nothing else. 2 saves, so he takes 2 points.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah.
And that's it for Scarlet Witch. What, did she move up and then did she attack at all? She's the one who dazed.
She attacked Strange, moved, and then threw the Daily Bugle.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Jacob has won the throwing game.
Yeah, for sure.
Cookie started out with the size 4 subway cart, but then it's been all Jacob throwing shit around.
Jacob is throwing shit around. Throwing all the toys out of the pram. Okay. Who's activating next? Cookie. What do you think, Cookie? Wong's going to meditate on this disaster. You know, I do a little meditation, but I don't really get any power out of it, honestly. I must be doing it wrong. I actually just get sleepy. It's like the opposite. I feel like I'm getting sapped. Meditate harder. Yeah.
I just have a hard time blocking out thoughts the way you're supposed to. Just start to think of food and fun things and MCP.
Yeah. MCP. Think about MCP.
MCP is the bane of all meditation. Impossible not to start thinking of MCP.
All right, so that was Voodoo doing some damage to whom?
Mm,
I saw his power go up.
yeah, so either Strange or Scarlet Witch probably, but could be that
Oh, Wong
he
might have
he
meditated and
received
given him
power
power.
from
Yeah,
Skull,
yeah.
and then all was
Uh,
blocked.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
So definitely not going the way Cookie was hoping.
These Twitch emojis do my head in. They look ridiculous. What the hell's the point of these things? There are all kinds of weird shapes and angles. Any of them. Look,
Who is that guy supposed to be? Is it some sort of celebrity?
I don't know. It kind of looks like Pagani. I think it's Pagani laughing at us.
Oh, maybe.
You ever meet Pagani?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I met him at Iron Moot a couple of years back.
Ah, yeah, nice one. Oh man, Iron Moot, such a great con.
Yeah,
Oh
really
man,
was.
so good. Iron Moot. I have the T-shirt still. The
Mm.
last one that they did where it said the Iron Moot
Yeah, yeah,
World
that's
World
actually
Tour.
the only one I got to attend.
Mm. Damn, Hugo, that's sad. Oh God, look at that. Doctor Strange took 5 hit points of damage there. Look at that.
Ooh,
7 hits, and he only saved 2. Amazing.
and
Ooh.
now he gets thrown.
Wow. Well, okay, Cookie. Cookie finally got mad.
Yeah, so maybe not entirely over yet.
Quinn Duggan says that guy is some sort of bigwig in from the video game world. Total biscuit. Now that I think about it, if I grew a mustache, probably could be me too. I could laugh like that too. Let me do that move now. How is it? Is it like this? Ha! Ha! Take a snapshot. Take a screen cap. Ha! And you can use that later. I hope I don't have cancer though. Jesus, come on, guys. What kind of game did he play? Anybody know what kind of video games? Doom.
So Koye.
Okoye is measuring her spear throw. Who she could throw it into? God, who's in range? Well, Doctor Strange could be, but he's dazed already.
Yeah,
Voodoo? Yeah,
Voodoo
Voodoo.
was for sure in range.
Yeah, okay. Now, Jacob didn't actually get to activate Doctor Strange before he got dazed, is that right?
That is right.
Yeah. Mm.
So Jacob will be taking priority back
Mm-hmm.
unless he decides to daze poor Wong, which I find unlikely.
Yeah. So I'm just looking now. Scarlet Witch, though, is still going to be controlling
Mm.
the 2 middle points, isn't she?
She is still securing those 4 points,
She's on
well
her.
as a guarantee to next round because I think the researcher is close enough to be moved to Cookie's home point.
Yeah, that's for sure. And she's on her healthy side, so she counts, whereas Voodoo does not.
So the thing here is that Jacob, if he scores his home point, as well as those 4 points in the middle, then he goes to 14, which means that he automatically wins by the end of next round, as long as he can just keep Cookie from outscoring him, which is quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
Wong can, of course, move up and contest, unless he dazes here. Wong, will you be the hero?
Why kill Wong? Chewie doesn't like the idea of killing poor Wong. All right, here he goes. The roll is not good. One hit. He'll get to re-roll one of those dice. So far, no damage, and his re-roll does a damage. 1 damage into Wong, and she's
What
done.
I'm most interested in seeing is, will we see an attack? Probably just heal Voodoo and contest.
Yeah.
Preferably both the researcher and the middle point, but I'm not sure that's possible.
No.
Cookie's gonna look for a landing spot for sure. Oh,
Oh
maybe.
gosh,
That's
better than I anticipated.
yeah.
I
That
didn't
is
think possible.
4
Yeah.
points denied for
Oof.
Jacob.
Wow, Cookie getting Wong in there and doing some serious work. Yes. Oh, move the researcher a little bit there.
So there will be no points scored.
Not such a fast game after all. All right. What a cluster in the middle there.
Indeed. So
Wow, so it's going to be another turn for sure. Nothing's happening here. There's no point scored at all. It's like nothing happened.
Wong would have an action left, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay 1, heal Voodoo.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Scarlet Witch could activate first and take out KO one of Cookie's big characters.
Yeah, for sure. Which would you do? Voodoo or Strange?
I would it's hard because Strange has more output. Strange can, if allowed to activate, Sorcerer Supreme can take out Jacob Strange with a middle block. He could also do a real spicy area attack there, possibly being inside of within 2 of all characters. So I would probably try to kill Sorcerer Supreme. But then Voodoo has his control. That is important for points, but
Yeah.
the area attack there.
We do have to remember to ask Cookie why Brother Daniel never went anywhere.
Yeah, I have taken a note.
Thank you. Because this is ridiculous. Are they trying to figure out who's in range? One of that shelter.
I thought it looked quite easy,
Yeah, me too.
but so is Wong punching Scarlet Witch or something?
I don't know.
Ooh, it's really close apparently, whether he gets in there or not.
Oh. Okay. So somebody's maybe one of the.
He has another move, but he
It's a
will be
space.
unable to contest both, maybe. Oof.
Yeah.
Perhaps they're having...
A little discussion about that. I'm sure the accusers
Perhaps
are right
there's
in
an
there.
accuser in there, yeah.
I think it's close. Chewie's on the close side. He's calling it close.
Could we look at it slightly from the side? See. Oh man.
Yeah. All right, they called it.
Oh,
0.
yeah. So apparently it was in 0 points.
0
right.
points.
Ooh.
Okay. So Jacob has
Yeah.
priority.
At this point, I would consider Jacob to be heavily in the driver's seat, but it's not over.
No. The Scarlet Witch, he's got to turn Scarlet Witch on now, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, and take out Strange because she's more power output. Who gets the spike, Chewie? Who gets the spike? Voodoo, just spending some power just now.
Um, yeah. T- Wonder why.
Okay, all right.
There are no tactics cards left to play, and priority should be with Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and if he could pay it to if he had put the brother Daniel token out, but that's he pays to as Morgan Reed points out in the chat, he paid to switch leadership.
Oh, the card change, right?
Reroll.
Keep forgetting that.
Which is a good time because now the place does not matter at all, basically, because there are only long range characters, long range attacks
Yep.
on the table. So having a reroll, defensive reroll,
Cool. All right. Good.
can it make the difference?
So that happens during the power phase when you do the flip?
It does, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to pay 1 power on the leader to switch leadership
Okay.
between the two.
Interesting. So the first time it's been on the reroll side all game. A lot of hand waving. I read an article about how Gen Z is taking over, changing the workplace practices. Do you know this? Do you know about this?
No?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. They are shaking up the establishment, and the millennials are not happy about it. Which I found hilarious because the millennials are the ones who are rifling up the boomers when they were getting started. So, what comes around goes around, I suppose. They also said that we use emojis all wrong. They have their own emoji language. Yeah. I wonder if
class you can take.
yeah, that's a good question.
Something going into
Yeah,
strange now.
Quinn, this is exactly what I'm saying. Millennials are becoming the new boomers. The irony is palpable. Exactly. It's so funny because they were so loud about their emergence into the workplace. It was really kind of obnoxious. Hence all the memes about them, right? But now I guess it's like, damn Gen Z kids. Okay. What was that? Doctor Strange got a lot of power just now.
Attack from Scarlet Witch into Doctor Strange. Good block from Cookie.
Yeah,
Only
great.
taking 1 damage.
Nice one. But it looked like he got more power. Does he get power for some reason? When he rolls skulls or something?
If it's an mystic attack, then he gets power if he rolls a wild.
Gotcha.
And then he's allowed to change one of the opponent's crit hits or wilds to a blank. But
I have to say that Scarlet Witch has been doing a fantastic job rolling skulls this game. I rarely get that many skulls on a regular basis somehow.
But I would suppose that this was a physical attack because
he took more damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh God, 5 blanks. Oh, what a stink. PU.
Ooh.
It's only 1 hit.
If Sorcerer Supreme would survive this activation, that is huge.
Yeah, because he's sitting on 7 power now. Awful.
Yes.
Yikes. That wasn't good. Oof, that's bad. You know, he was doing so good with Scarlet Witch all game, so I guess at some point it had to go the other way for him.
Yep.
I should mention we were being visited by Morgan Reed all the way down from Australia. He's in a new province now. He's over in, or I guess they call them states down there, or maybe territories and states. But I think he's up in Queensland now. Yep. Up on the that's where they grow cattle.
Ah.
Yeah. Grow cattle. I could say some political things too, but I'm going to refrain from that because I'd only be repeating stuff that other people have told me. Players have
having
connection issue.
connection, yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. States and territories. Thank you. Yeah,
So
they have both.
so tight. Could still go either way. That fail from
Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
Scarlet Witch failing to kill to one round
Do you think?
versus Scream. That's
Yeah, that was bad. Oh, there's a disconnection.
Ooh, no.
Oh. Oh dear. I gotta go back in now.
Pray for autosave.
Yeah.
You were the host, right?
I am. Oh, I should load the save game, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's this one.
Autosave 3. It looks
10:05. Yeah, that was not so long ago.
oh man.
Okay. Game's reloaded. And we just have to wait for the players to come back in.
This is so tense.
I know. I was just thinking that. Who do you think has been in control of this game, or do you think that both players have been keeping it
I think
balanced?
that Jacob had a really good start and has been dictating the activations for most of the game, but we things have just opened up, possibly for Cookie here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Cookie's been playing a really...
Jacob's Doctor Strange has a ton of power on him, so he will be boosting those defense dice like there's no tomorrow. So it's gonna be dicey, even though Cookie's had a chance here.
Oh. I need to change my color.
He needs some luck.
Yeah, I changed colors. Quinn, let them know I'm out in gray now. Sorry about that. It looks like Jacob's picked it up. Huzzah! Okay, I think that's right. I hope that game state was saved well enough.
Looks as though.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thankfully they weren't in the middle of moves and stuff like that. All right, looks like a throw is happening. Boom. He actually threw it. So this is a throw onto Wong. So I guess this is still Scarlet Witch's activation.
Uh-huh.
And he's saved one only. So that should daze Wong.
Taking him to his injured side, making possible the wipeout round 6.
Mm-hmm. Wipe out. You know that tune?
Was that the old PlayStation game?
Oh God, dude, it was played when I was in high school at high school dances. Okay, I don't know. That was before video games existed. You son of a bitch. Thanks a lot.
Couldn't help myself.
Yeah, this streaming overlay probably is going to be screwed up until they refresh it for the next turn, sadly. But at least it's showing the dice rolls.
Yep.
Putting various conditions down.
Yeah, Strange had a ton on him.
Yeah. I'm hearing some dice being rolled. Hopefully things have been repaired. I hear some nice dice are being rolled, so let's see who's going now.
And there's been power spent on Sorcerer Supreme for the area attack.
Ah, lovely. Man, that's being used a lot.
And now let's see what Jacob's defense dice are made of.
Nice. 3 hits, crit, or sorry, 3 shields, 3
Platinum, apparently.
Platinum. Yeah.
Titanium. Nothing gets through.
Nothing gets through. He's got armor.
Except 1 damage.
Okay. Who is that? Who took the damage? Okoye.
Okoye, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and now she will be bodyguarding from the others, so
yeah,
not looking good for Cookie.
No. But he had to expect this. He wanted to wipe out Okoye.
Yeah, because now she is... Ooh, no damage.
Oh my goodness, Cookie.
He has to reroll though.
Okay. Can he reroll all the dice for each one of these attacks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That he can. Okoye knows how to block.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
3 blocks.
Well, she also has martial artist, right? No.
Not against mystic attacks.
Okay. That's what it is. Okay.
Still no damage there.
Move. So it looks like Scarlet Witch was rather ineffectual, and Doctor Strange is similarly ineffectual. It's just like a slap fight in the middle now. Maybe this will go to turn 6, and Jacob will just win by having more points. Yeah.
Or by wipeout. We'll see.
Oh, Morgan Reed is being triggered by Okoye. Morgan, take deep breaths. I wonder if Morgan drinks whiskey or similar spirit. I have a feeling he might not. Anybody know? Who's playing who? Rough Turtle, it is Jacob, Xavier Protocols on the right in red, and Utility Cookie on the left in blue. So yeah, it's Strange versus Strange.
Morgan apparently drinks the tears of his foes.
Yeah.
According to Pink Star.
Yeah, that is a very, very refined distillation. More dice being rolled. 4 hits that time. Crits.
3 blocks.
3 blocks. Oh my god. Cookie must be tilting.
He's just scratching the surface.
He's just tickling her. He's just tickling her.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
I wonder how many cut games Okoye has actually decided.
Yeah, you're gonna make
throughout the history of TTS.
You're gonna make Morgan go catatonic. You better just
leave me. Maybe he and Cookie can have a support group.
I think they just need to get to the rule revisions. That's a big one. They haven't revealed the rules changes on Okoye, have they, in all their teases?
And no, I haven't seen any.
Strange on Okoye. Next attack, I guess. Yeah. She's only on 2 hit points out of 4. Good lord, is that frustrating?
Time for revenge.
Yeah.
Will Strange help her out?
Yeah.
With Hoggoth's hoary wisdom. Apparently, yes.
He spent the power?
Yep.
Alright, here she goes. Not a good roll. Not a good
Ooh.
attack roll. Yeah. What?
Okay.
What?
It looks like she dies.
Oh, okay. Is this still Cookie attacking? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. She's finally out of there.
There she is. Morgan, you may rejoice.
Yeah. You can open your eyes again, Morgan. It's all good. Nice one. So that's it. Doctor Strange on Cookie side is done.
I believe Scarlet Witch should have an activated token on her.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Maybe it's on the tray or near the tray. Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, it's just the overlay not working properly.
correct. It'll refresh when the turn changes, I hope.
And Wong is also dazed, yeah. So it's now up to Doctor Strange to take out
Jacob
Enemy.
Strange is activating now.
Jacob Strange, yeah.
Okay. Not sure who. Oh, good roll. 4 hits with 2 crits. Ooh, 6 hits. Yikes. Oh, and no.
Oh, one shot.
Oh, nasty. Oh, God. Oh, Mordo.
Yeah.
Out of there.
That's the game right there.
That's backbreaking.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, God. Strange was like, I'm tired. I've had enough of this. I want to go home.
Yeah, because now.
Oh, he's just.
Oh man, adding insult to injury.
I know.
Jacob is going to score 7 points, going to 16.
Amazing.
The game.
Oh my God. Wow. Amazing. Oh man.
Yeah, Jacob was in the driver's seat after having Angela KO'd quite early, as early as round 2, I think.
Yes.
And then Cookie had a few chances to claw back, but in the end, the old Strange were stronger than the new Strange.
See that? The boomers did away with the Gen Z upstarts. All right, that is a 16-7 win for Jacob. Congratulations, Jacob. You are going to move through to the next round of the finals. You'll be in the Sweet 16, and Cookie, sadly, will have to be on the sidelines. So why don't we move into their channel and have a chat with them?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Hey Norbert, how you doing?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Thank you for a most enjoyable game. Everybody was on the edge of their seats the entire game. It was fantastic. So well played, so masterful for both parties, planning out things for the turn ahead, or the round ahead even, rather than what was just going on in front of you. So distinct pleasure. So congratulations to you both for playing and letting us watch. Cookie, let us go to you. I have a question, and then Hugo has one already lined up for you. The first one I wanted to say is just how did you feel about losing Angela so early in the match? Was that expected, or if not, how did you expect it to go?
Well, I expected her to live a bit longer, maybe get one more activation out of her at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know if it was unlucky. Average. I mean, these dice are swingy, right? So she can block 4, she can block none.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was annoying. if I had her for another round or maybe 2 more rounds,
I think you guys.
Yeah, then I think I would be good here. But it was an uphill battle once I lost her.
Right. Yeah. All right, Hugo. Why don't you ask your question, because this is a really curious one.
Yeah, Cookie. Round 1, your last activation, you moved up Dr. Voodoo, and you generated 1 power, which was enough to possess Okoye and stop Jacob from scoring 4 points. but you did not do it. Why?
I don't think he generated more power.
He did. He rolled a skull.
Oh, did he? Yeah, yeah. I could have also teleported and scored 3 points myself on the back point, but I didn't do that because I could just double move and teleport to his portal and stand over here.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
after the round, I was like, oh shit, I could have done this.
Yeah, does that fit?
Yeah, I think I fit here with a 1.
Yep. Yep, that would have done it.
Yeah, but I wanted to have Voodoo hit near here to
Yeah,
maybe
this
remove
game
the
was never gonna
activation
be-
token the next round, and that's why I didn't want to spend power here.
Mhm.
And
So
this
I
game,
could activate.
This
Sorry?
this game was never really going to be one on VPs. It's going to be one on attrition.
On the
and then
attrition,
one for
yeah.
VPs.
Yeah, for sure. It's just 4 points is a heavy swing.
Okay, and maybe one more question, Cookie. You were very clever in your deployment. We thought by putting people off center and a bit back. What was your plan there? I mean, clearly it was to counter the portals, but what was the plan as far as what you were going to do in response to the portals?
Well, I have the one placement of the leadership. So Strange is, I mean, if you want to attack Strange, sure, attack him. Then he gets a lot of power and can do a lot of stuff. Round 1, that's why I put him more forward, but into cover, onto the terrain. I had Voodoo over here because I thought he can just double move and get the shelter. If Voodoo gets attacked, I can double move and maybe possess. Wong, I just wanted to have on this point here, so I did not want to run the risk that Hawkeye one-shots him, because I wanted to get Stranger power.
Mm-hmm.
And my plan for Angela was, because since there is no extracts to pick up anyway, to spend power, I'm happy if she just double moves and throws a size 4 round 1 and sit on a point. But I could also attack Hawkeye, so that was a nice bonus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of my thinking. And the one placement can lure out an attack and then be safe a bit and then have power. One can heal someone if needed. And then you power up some of my guys.
Yeah, I have to congratulate you on your use of Wong. It was very subtle and very impactful throughout the whole game while keeping him alive. That does. Really.
Well, I mean, he was slightly disappointed to have brought him when he saw what I was playing.
Yeah. I wanted to go 3 wide because I was thinking Jacob might go with the Strange, MODOK, and Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm, sure. That's what we thought too.
Yeah, so I thought, well, I'm not going to be 3. I'm not going to have prio anyway, probably. And if I run 3 at that point, I'll just lose models real fast, I think. So then I thought, well, I'll just go for for Wong in there to be affiliated and heal some people, pay for cards, so I can have the power on my my other models. So yeah, I mean on Gamma, Wong just sits on the back point. It's fine. If you want to attack Wong, sure, then Voodoo lives.
Mm.
That's the idea. Not the best character, but he was fine here.
Yeah, I thought you did really well with him.
Yeah.
So look, Cookie, again, we really admired all the different setups you did about trying to stay in the game and also, kind of looking at how to position characters. So many positioning moves that you did here that tried to maneuver around both the researcher and that center point. It was a real pleasure to witness somebody as masterful playing. But sadly, we're going to have to say goodbye to you for the rest of the finals. But congratulations on making it this far.
Yeah, it was fun. Jacob was It was always fun to play against Jacob, and happy to have played against a non-Sam player.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think your matchup into Sam is probably better than mine, so we'll see.
Yeah, maybe, but you could do it.
Yeah.
So Jacob, congratulations on the big win. I believe this is the furthest you've gotten so far in any TTS finals now, moving into the Sweet 16. Is that correct?
Season 4, Pat knocked me out in top 8.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. So you're back into familiar ground then. Good for you.
Wow.
Can you tell us a bit then about your team selection and also maybe also the crisis that came your way?
Okay, so I won priority and chose extracts. I wanted to play Montesi formula, but I discarded it. I like Montesi formula into convocation because it gives access to energy attacks, without having to pay for the leadership. So someone like Valkyrie being able to pick up a book, and then she's got her innate physical attacks and this amazing 6 dice energy attack.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm trying to think about countering the books of Shumagorath, and on the turns when that's up, I can switch to the energy attacks innately without having to spend any power. Things like Warrior of Legend onto that energy book attack is also really good. So that's what I wanted, and I discarded it. And then I would have run probably something like, depending on the secure, but probably we'd have been playing at 17, not 16, and Okoye would have turned into probably Valkyrie. I think I would have liked her better than Iron Fist because of all the mystic attacks I'd be likely to be facing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As for team selection, I did think about the big head going Scarlet Witch, Strange, Modoc, but I just like Hawkeye as a first activation, jumping out. If Cookie makes any mistakes in his deployment, which he didn't, but if he makes any mistakes, then I can potentially get some, maybe some significant statuses out. Or he has like just dazed models with 2 5 dice attacks. It can happen with dice. I'm not expecting that, but then if he does do some ship damage, like maybe 2 or 3 damage, that's pretty good. Then he can hook arrow back. He's got a power to pay for R&D onto Strange, so Strange can come through the portal. It opens up a whole load of avenues of plays and just generally causes a headache for my opponent. So I really like that Hawkeye. The fact he's also got easy access to energy and physical, again, just innately in his attack, that really helps against Convocation to mitigate their books as well.
We thought you used Hawkeye quite well, and the dice went your way with him too. Nothing really explosive, but when it counted, you did quite a bit of damage with Hawkeye, and then he also was throwing out status conditions with regularity.
Yeah, no, he's been a star for me. I would never drop him out of the roster. I think there's other characters that would go before him.
Mm-hmm. The other thing we noticed, which I found unusual, is with Scarlet Witch, very consistent damage output on maybe above average side even. Nothing crazy spike, but always doing something. But I thought this game you put out loads of status conditions with her.
Yeah, I just kept getting skulls. Which was nice. And then because she's got mystic attacks, I was constantly paying for the leadership when I had the power to, typically on the first attack to try and then get the hex, in addition to maybe an incinerate. And then that would mean that the second attack, even though it's into the mystic defense, would be better because it's got hex and incinerate on it. So she was good at putting out some good damage. Angela was a great target for her because Strange is bad into Angela because he doesn't get his reroll or alls.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly.
So that was when you see the one-on-one matchups, it's like, right, well, I want Scarlet Witch to try and target Angela, and he brought Angela forward and allowed me to do that. You're right. I think the dice were probably maybe a little bit above average, but counting skulls really just swings the dice math. And she's a great all you've got target. So the round 2, all you've got to take her off the board. I don't know whether that was lucky or whether that was kind of expected odds, but
I think it was expected odds.
Yeah, I think it probably was, having 3 attacks, one
With skulls, right?
Yeah, and with Bit of Rivals and
Yeah.
Incinerate on 2 of them.
Yeah, you set things up masterfully there, Jacob. Just as much as we were complimenting Cookie on his positioning and setting things up, you did equally as well. It was amazing to see this chess match of a game. Let me turn it over to Hugo to ask some of his questions.
Sure.
I am actually currently out of questions.
Okay, I'll keep going then. Jacob, it seemed like you were quite it had a difficult time with the positioning at the very beginning and trying to get everybody up into your portal and around that circle. How hard did Cookie make it for you?
Yeah, he played really well with positioning where he put Angela and then where he put Strange, and sort of trying to throwing away. He threw no, you bamfed away Scarlet Witch from a nice position.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did really well trying to body block the entrance to the portal. I know it was around the gamma shelter, wasn't it, rather than the entrance to the portal?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it did make it difficult. Yeah, that was a great play from him.
How hard is it to play against Convocation, in particular their movement shenanigans?
You've got to be constantly bearing it in mind, but the thing is, if you look at the team I had Strange, Scarlet Witch, Okoye, and Hawkeye. They're all range 4+. We're fighting in the middle. If he moves, he's still going to be in attack range. So he's not able to do what they really like to do, which is, okay, I charge up to, Valkyrie, for example, comes up, charges up to within range 2. He goes, right, well, you hit me, you do some damage. Now you don't get a second attack, and you've used your charge. And then I'm going to move her away, so she has to charge back in and only get 1 attack next round as well. So building a team that has got good range in it is a good way of trying to counter that to an extent.
Yeah, because all my ranges are also a bit on the shorter end.
Yeah.
It's all 3, and the big attacks are 2. The stuff with Black Pup and Voodoo. Voodoo's throw is short. Strange area attacks 2. Those are the big. I mean, Strange has a range 5 attack.
Have you ever made so many area attacks with Strange before?
I know! That's another point, yeah. Wow. They didn't work out terribly well, sadly, which is kind of a bummer.
I was a bit unlucky there. I think I had 4 attacks with an area attack, so basically 8, right? If you have to reroll, and I think it was pretty below average.
You killed Hawkeye, didn't you? But
that did, I think.
You did some damage to Okoye, but then you had to put a basic attack into finish her off, didn't you?
Yeah. And the round before that as well.
Yeah.
So Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you carry.
Jacob, you've had a bit of a holiday this round because you didn't have to play Sam Spam. Are you are you ready for the next 4 weeks of Sam Spam?
Yeah, I
What's
know.
your new plan?
Sam Spam, and it's going to require some dice. But this game, Cookie and I were saying before the match, this game is we all fight in the middle. We're going to roll some dice, and someone's going to walk away. I think probably, especially with the teams as they were. I think defenders might be slightly advantaged into this match. I don't know if you'd agree, Cookie.
Yeah, I think also for Convocation, maybe defenders is the hardest matchup because you have the leadership that you can switch the.
Yeah.
And you can also bring the fight round 1.
Yeah, Strange bumping up defenses.
Yes, yeah, and you have a good Mystic defense. I mean, it's. I ignore a lot of defensive attack, right? With not counting blanks on Okoye, Hawkeye has pretty low defenses. But I mean, you have the reroll on Strange, you have the +2. She has good quality of dice, Scarlet Witch. So I think it's one of the more harder matchups.
I think that's fair. And just having good way to play around probably your best card in the books of Shumagorath.
Yeah, because normally you I mean the energy defenses are okay for Convocation, right? It's 4 on most, and Strange still has his Mystic Armor, so that's nice, but it's not the best. So you run the risk of you spiking and me rolling low on those dice odds. And normally I have these on and off rounds of 5 Mystic Defense or 6 Mystic Defense with all tech, and then the next round I have Bitter Rivals because I probably have priority most of the time because I run smaller team. And after that, I have another round of books to be tanky, but I don't have that setup here versus you. But I don't think I could have left the books at home because they did make you spend a lot of power.
Yeah, it makes me spend power, and you do get slightly better defenses out of it.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
No, I think I agree that you do still bring the books in this matchup, but you're just not getting the value out of it you normally do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we want to thank you both again. And congratulations, Jacob, for moving into the Sweet 16. We'll be keeping our eyes on you and listening to your reports on your podcast, The Danger Room. And I wanted to thank Reese for being our table judge today. Fantastic job, making some excellent calls. And Quinn Duggan fielding a line judge role tonight. Both did excellent work to make this game very smooth and clean. So thank you to you both. Thank you to the players. And thank you, Hugo, for joining me again tonight.
Thank you, Norbert. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
We'll bring something else to drink next time.
Yes, that's right. We'll bring whiskeys and other kinds of beverages along to see the Sweet 16 round next week. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for participating in the chat. It was great to have you all. Good night.